Now we are talking to Ronan Currie from Springbank. He is sales and marketing executive, but we're not talking about Springbank today, but about Kilkerran. So my question is, how did Kilkerran come into being?
So originally Glengyle Distillery was a distillery that was founded by the brother of the original founder of Springbank Distillery. So the distillery closed down through the sort of downturn in the whisky industry in Campbelltown and in Scotland, and in 2000 the owner of Springbank today, the great-great-great-grandson, Mr. Headley Wright, decided that it was time for Campbelltown to be considered a whisky region, to have that 3 distilleries that you're meant to have. So in 2000 he bought the land to which Glengyle stood on, and it took 4 years with the help of Frank McCarty, so the whisky sort of legend in the whisky industry, working at Springbank at the time, and we started producing Kilkerran whisky in 2004. Now, the name Kilkerran comes from the old name of Campbelltown, which this gets slightly confusing. So Campbelltown, before Clan Campbell came in and sort of took over, was called Kinloch Kilkerran, and that was in sort of Scottish language, so it's translated into Kilkerran, and that's where we get the name Kilkerran today.
So, and how did you plan to differ Kilkerran from Springbank in the style it's produced?
So if you run through what we do at Springbank Distillery, Hazelburn lightly peated, triple distilled non-peated, Springbank lightly peated 2.5 times distilled, and then Longrose heavily peated and double distilled. So covering sort of all bases. So what we've done with Kilkerran is we double distill. We have a long fermentation time, so we double distill and it's lightly peated. Okay. So what you really get from Kilkerran is a Campbelltown malt that's nothing like what we produce at Springbank. To the best of my knowledge, nothing that Glen Scotia produces. So it sort of stands in its own right as something a little bit different.
So we have now the 8-year-old cask strength and the 12-year-old Kilkerran. And you told me you plan another release next year?
Yep, the plan next year is the great thing about Glengyle and Kilkerran is we've got so much room to sort of experiment and try different things. So next year we're going to sell a Kilkerran heavily peated. We're talking sort of 80 ppm. So again, nothing like we do in Campbelltown, definitely nothing that we do at Springbank. So again, standing out completely as its own separate sort of entity. And the idea is, as of right now, these things often change at Springbank. We're very loose with sort of marketing ideas, but the idea just now is to hopefully do a peat in progress, if you would. A little bit like the work in progress at the beginning, going from a younger Kilkerran and showing how it develops over the years to doing the same with this peated whisky.
So how old would the first one be then?
First one will just be 3 years old.
Right.
It turns 3 years old in December. But we actually, tell a story, a great day at the office, we managed to do a blind tasting with sort of Distillerie Glengyle bottlings and then the Kilkerran heavily peated, and it stood up really, really well. It wasn't noticeable that this was, at the time, 2.5 years old. So we were very, very encouraged by it. Right. Obviously, it might not be to everybody's flavour, but it's got room to grow and it's got time to develop. So we're really looking forward to releasing it.
So we're looking forward to that. Thank you for the information. Have a nice day here in Vienna. Thank you very much. Cheers. Thanks.